Roll call.
We can do roll call. Mr. Finaro.
Here.
Ms. Grieve.
Here.
Ms. Grosek.
Here.
Mr. Teresi.
Here.
Awesome. And if you would all join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have some very special honors this evening.
Yeah. Come on up. She's pulling double duty tonight. We're going to recognize one of our outstanding teachers. Actually, there's 4 of them. But Jennifer Volkar Highland can't be here, Rebecca Hall and John Cato. And there's also middle school, what do we have tonight? Open house. She's going to be running out afterwards. But we're recognizing our master teachers. Just a quick description for those in attendance. The master teacher demonstrates excellence inside and outside the classroom through consistent leadership and focused collaboration to maximize student learning. A master teacher strives for distinguished teaching and continued professional growth as specified by the Ohio standards for the teaching profession. It's a process, year-long process where projects are submitted to achieve this, and we're very, very happy to recognize our master teachers this year. So let's give Alice a round of applause.
It's a big deal, buddy.
Yes. Congratulations.
Also, the all-time Eagles Award winner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Barnes, members of the school board, and following with the recognition of our teachers and staff, we also want to recognize our support staff. Sean didn't come and read it.
Oh, we don't need it. Okay.
Thank you.
Always the last to know.
Mayfield City School District and the Mayfield Board of Education recognize Mr. Owen Perecki, bus mechanic, Mayfield City Schools, for his dedication and work to provide and maintain the district's bus fleet and school vans to safely transport our students to and from school. Mr. Perecki's work throughout the school year and over the summer allows our bus drivers to safely transport approximately 2,500 students daily to more than 20 public and non-public schools with 59 buses and 3 school vans. The ongoing maintenance and safety standards of the district transportation fleet enables the vehicles to travel an average of 2,600 miles a day during the AM and PM home to school runs, field trips, athletics, extracurricular trips for our students. We thank and congratulate Mr. Perecki for his ongoing dedication and commitment to our students, teachers, staff, and community. Thanks, Owen.
All right, our next section is community communications, and I don't believe any were submitted today. So again, please make sure that you look at the agenda to see the requirements for that. Next is President's announcements, and I would just like to say it was a fabulous beginning of the school year so far. The opening day kickoff was absolutely incredible. A lot of energy in the room and a lot of tears. It's really wonderful to get the family back together, and it is like the best family reunion ever.
Indeed.
So that is all I have. Superintendent's announcements.
Thank you, Madam President. I too would like to mention that we are off to a great start to what is going to be a fantastic 22-23 school year. We're happy to see our students, our staff. We've been around the buildings, and everyone seems to be in great spirit. So we're excited about that. One of the things that we want to mention is we do plan to recognize, along with the board, more students this year. We're thankful for the board consideration of moving the board meeting earlier so we can do that. We're going to begin that process in September and continue on throughout the year, recognizing more students, because we felt that it was limited, one student per building, and there's much more excellence to celebrate. And this will give us the opportunity to do that, as well as staff. As we've witnessed master teachers, there's so many others. Mr. Destino did a wonderful job at opening day, recognizing our classified staff, for example. They really instrumental in making everything that we do here for kids possible. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, just to the community and staff and students, you know, yesterday we had a plane make an emergency landing. We're very thankful, at least to the point that everyone is safe. I'd like to give a thank you to our first responders, not only from our four Cindy communities, but also from all around. I mean, they were all here. And so we really are grateful and thankful for that response, and certainly grateful and thankful for everyone. Thank you.
Next we move to committee reports, and I think we're going to start with the students learning and academic excellence. Mr. Tressi.
Thank you. The Mayfield vision, a promise for lifelong learning, dignity, and respect for all, is represented visually in the Mayfield portrait of a graduate. The portrait focuses on skills and competencies that students will need to be prepared for college, career, and life. The portrait, when paired with our rigorous pre-K to 12 curriculum, provides the blueprint for all access learning, which is our commitment to providing a personalized learning experience for all the students in Mayfield. As we begin the 22-23 year and work to align for impact, the instructional leadership teams will lead the work for our professional learning communities. The PLC process is a research-based framework that empowers teachers, teams to reflect weekly on 4 essential questions. Number 1, what do we want students to know and be able to do? Number 2, how will we know our students are learning? Number 3, what will we do when they are not learning? And number 4, and how do we deepen their learning if they get it? By focusing on these questions and using the Mayfield portrait as our North Star, every team at each level remains focused on scholarship and student learning as we begin another school year. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we will move to financial stewardship and operations.
Thank you. Recently, Dr. Barnes and Mr. Schneider did a presentation on the state of the schools. And in that presentation, they mentioned several things that we wanted to make sure we brought to the public, things that we've talked about in previous meetings and what we've talked about as some of our board goals. So one of the things they mentioned is that they were looking at targeting for a levy in calendar year 2024 at some point, and not exceeding 5 mils for that levy. In addition to that levy they mentioned about the possible use of some of our cash reserves to fund some improvements to our Lander Elementary School, and some improvements to Innovation Center. This is also going to include the main driveway going into the high school to line up with Iowa Road. We're looking to fund that with about $20 million out of the cash reserves. But as I mentioned, this is part of presentations that we've made in the past. We will continue to talk about that. I want everybody to pay attention when we have committee meetings on this fiscal stewardship and operations, because we'll talk more about these programs and what we're going to be doing. They're looking to have, I believe, meetings with all 4 city councils sometime in September, October. So there's meetings there that the public can attend, also to hear more about that. I think that's it for me, though. Thank you.
Awesome. And next we will move to community relations and family partnerships. Perfect segue.
Thank you, Madam President. Before I piggyback on what Ron just mentioned in his report, I would first like to mention, on behalf of the Mayfield Schools Foundation, they held their 18 for Education golf outing back on August 1st at Stonewater. Great weather, really nice attendance, lots of golfers, and the foundation is most appreciative for that support. They're appreciative for the local businesses, the community members, the school representatives that participated, as well as all of the wonderful sponsors who supported it financially. A little over $14,000 was raised from that event. And again, all of the funds raised through the Mayfield Schools Foundation will be applied to support the innovative learning initiatives of the Mayfield City School District. I would also like to address a little more about what Ron was mentioning. As the representative for the Community Relations and Family Partnerships on the board, there are going to be some events that Dr. Barnes will be presenting to each of the 4 communities representative of our school district. I always say we are better together, and that should be the mentality we should all have as we start the school year. And that's representative of our parent community, our school community, as well as our cities. Dr. Barnes will be presenting coffee talks, similar format to what he did last year. And the first one will take place at the City of Highland Heights in their council chamber from 6 to 6:45. And then a State of the Schools address will be held at 7:30 p.m. After that, Dr. Barnes will head to Mayfield Village on September 19th, very similar format. A full schedule will appear on the Mayfield Schools website with all these details. That will be held at 7, coffee talk from 6 to 6:45. State of the Schools address in Mayfield Heights at their council meeting, October 24th, and coffee talk again from 6 to 6:45. And tentatively, Gates Mills is scheduled for October 11th. That will be finalized in the coming days. In addition, the parent council meetings that were held last year, I was still a parent last year and attended those meetings, and they were really good as far as parent input, and Dr. Barnes definitely wants to continue that momentum into this school year. So those dates are forthcoming. And then lastly, the Alumni Hall of Fame and induction ceremony will be held on September 21st at 6 p.m. at Mayfield High School. Thank you.
And our last committee, Mr. Hess is not here, growing leadership talent and professional capacity. And I will say opening day was a really good demonstration of just that, where we were able to honor the staff and their longevity and their talent, and our new individuals coming in to join them. Next, we move to the superintendent's consent agenda. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bear with me 1 second.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. I wasn't prepared. I apologize. Just have to see who goes first. I typically. So, Ms. Gross?
Items A through T.
Yes. So it's actually Ms. Grossack. So Ms. Grossack.
Yes, sorry.
That's okay.
Questions get harder.
Oh, no. That could be trouble.
Mr. Teresi.
Yes.
Mr. Finaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
Before we move on, I'd just like to say thank you to Diana Beebe and Alice McClung. Both are retiring. Diana began teaching with Mayfield in 1991. She teaches art, and Allison is a second grade teacher at Center. We wish them the very, very best in their future. Thank you.
Next, move to other superintendent's business and the field trip approval for the band going to Disney World.
So moved.
Second.
call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes?
Mr. Tressi.
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes. Can I just add on? I would just like to say, I have been on that band Disney trip twice, and it's awesome. Seriously, Jeff, I know you're smiling back there, I see you. It is a total blast for the kids. It's a learning experience. And you go ask any senior when they put down what their favorite memory was from their band years at Mayfield, the Disney trip usually ranks right at the top. So I'm so happy to see this on the agenda.
Next, we have the certified additional training. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
So moved.
Got it.
Roll call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes.
Mr. Tressi.
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
And we move to the treasurer's report and the financial statements for July 31st, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes.
Mr. Tressi.
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
Next, we have donations, my favorite. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes.
Mr. Tressi.
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
And moving to other treasurer's business, we have the minutes of the regular board meeting of July 13th, 2022, and the special board meeting of August 11th, 2022, and a special board meeting of August 18th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Can I just interject, for the public's sake, and also we want to just thank the board for their flexibility. Those various meetings throughout the month of October and July are unprecedented, but considering we had a lot of personnel items to move, your willingness to make yourselves available so that we can conduct the business of the board is greatly appreciated, so thank you.
And I will tag on to that in saying, I know that people worry about the teacher shortage, and that really was not a problem for us. We had a lot of applicants, and we have been able to harvest some really great talent.
Good.
Roll call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes.
Mr. Tressi.
Yeah.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
Next, we have the the acknowledgement of groups for insurance purposes. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes.
Mr. Tressi.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes. Yes.
And next, the 2022-2023 facility usage fees. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
And thank you very much for also putting on the agenda what the previous fees were, and it's been since, what was it, 2010?
Yeah, where's Mr. Nedlick's handy work as far as the usage fees, adjustments, and identifying where they were, and those that didn't exist. And this has been, as we've gone to a new platform, we're attempting to make sure we align the fees, not to be on the top edge, but to at least recover the costs of custodial work and things like that. So.
It was pretty impressive, I mean, that it's stayed still for so long. Roll call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes.
Mr. Tressi.
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
Next, we have the McKinnon Educational Group contract for 2022-2023 school year. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Grosek.
Yes.
Mr. Tressi.
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro.
Yes.
Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
And the PSI affiliate incorporated agreements for 2022-2023 school year.
So
Second.
I think before we take roll, I think for the clarification, these contracts are being approved by this board on behalf of these non-publics because we receive state aid that we are the fiduciary for. So we have a legal obligation for this Board of Education to approve said contracts to confirm that they're not using these dollars for religious purposes, and there are restrictions on the use. So I think for the community question, why are we approving PSI affiliates for St. Francis of Assisi? Well, that's why. We have a legal requirement to do so. So just thought I would clarify that.
Thank you. Roll call?
Ms. Grosset? Ms. Grosset?
Yes.
Mr. Tressi?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Fenaro?
Fenaro? Yes.
Ms. Grieve?
Ms. Grieve?
Yes. Next, we have the cell phone stipends. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Roll call?
Ms. Grosset?
Ms. Grosset?
Yes.
Mr. Tressi?
Tressi?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Fenaro?
Fenaro? Yes.
Ms. Grieve?
Ms. Grieve?
Yes. And another board business, we have the superintendent and treasurer professional travel addendum.
So moved, so moved.
Second.
Second. Roll call?
Ms. Grosset?
Ms. Grosset?
Yes.
Mr. Tressi?
Mr. Tressi?
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Fenaro?
Fenaro? Yes.
Ms. Grieve?
Ms.
Yes.
Grieve?
Yes. And last but not least, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
May I interrupt quickly?
Yes,
quickly.
I did poll the board just so the community is aware. We're going to be moving the September meeting to September 14th due to, first of all, the 28th is in conflict with professional travel and trying to move it back to September 21st, conflicted with Hall of Fame and that homecoming week and all the festivities associated with that. And because the budget will be approved at that meeting, we elected to pull it back to the 14th so that we can at least do a budget presentation and align the finances with the academic goals for impact. Because I am one.
But I only.
Roll call?
I'm sorry, who motioned and seconded? I was too busy.
We can do it all.
Thank God my evaluation isn't for a couple months.
Jimmy and Joey.
Thank you, and thank you. Ms. Grosek,
Yes.
Mr. Teresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
and Ms. Grieve.
Yes.
That's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you.